this video, we're kicking off the eastern leg of our cross-Canada road trip. We've already been from Toronto all the way out to Tofino and surfed in the Pacific Ocean. Be sure to check out those videos. We've made an entire playlist of 10 epic episodes that you can watch at your leisure. But now, get ready for Atlantic Canada. We're heading east all the way to Newfoundland. Not just Newfoundland, but the easternmost point in all of Canada, all the way out at Cape Spear. So follow along. We're going to be car camping. We're going to be doing some crazy hiking.
Well, we just reached the summit.
No doubt we're going to encounter amazing and epic wildlife and some crazy weather and a few surprises along the way. So you're not going to want to miss this one. So let's get started heading east through the Maritime provinces. Well, here we are again at the beginning of another road trip. This time we're heading east and I'm excited. I'm doing this one solo this time. Unfortunately, I won't have Tim with me.
Tim!
Hey, ready to go.
Let's go, man.
Shout out to Tim. Tim, gonna miss you, buddy. But we're heading out east, headed for Newfoundland. We're gonna go through Quebec. We're gonna go through New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island. We're gonna hit up Nova Scotia, and of course, Newfoundland. So I'm excited to get out there, get some miles down. Just leaving Orangeville right now, just north of Toronto, and heading east. Gonna stop in and say hi to Naveed, and if you saw any of the fully charged live videos,
There he is, the one and only Naver.
we're gonna check in, say hi to him on the way through, and then carry on and try and make it to the provincial line of Ontario and Quebec. Right now it is just after 7:30 here at night, and a little later in the year, so we have much shorter days to deal with, much colder weather than when we went out west. So we'll see how that all plays out, but let's put some miles down and see where we get tonight.
Well, Naveed wouldn't let me leave until we went for dinner, so he took me for some Korean barbecue.
Well, we're driving through Toronto right now on the 401, which is part of the Trans-Canada Highway, and we're making our way east. And my goal tonight is to make it to Kingston, Ontario, which is pretty close to the provincial line bordering Quebec. My understanding is that there's a destination charger there. I do know there's superchargers there as well, but we'll see if we can plug into a Tesla destination charger overnight. We'll see how that works out when we get there. All right, everybody, so we've landed in Kingston, Ontario. We're here at the version 3 superchargers. Behind me here, we've just got plugged in, grabbing about 50% charge. So we rolled in here with about 17% state of charge, just juicing it up into the mid 60s. And then we're gonna head over to the hotel. I've already scoped it out. There's a level 2 charger there. So we're gonna plug in there, run the heater all night long, be nice and cozy as we car camp on the first night here in Kingston. Tomorrow morning, we'll be up, grab some coffee, and we're headed for Quebec. Thank you to Holiday Inn. So here we are at the back here. Let's get set up and get some sleep. Well, we're tucked in pretty comfy here. Nice and warm here in the back of the Plaid. We've got the heat cranked up and nice steady breeze, filtered air coming through, and it's actually nice and warm in here. So looking forward to getting some sleep. We'll see you guys in the morning. It's a chilly morning here, but we're fully charged. Got 100% charge here. Just doing a quick precondition on the car to heat it right up so that we can go as far as we can without charging. It looks like we've got Google Street View that showed up here to the hotel. That's kind of cool, but we're gonna see how far we can make it today. I'm hoping to blast all the way through Quebec, but we'll see how we do. First things first, coffee. So this is where we turn off to head up to Canada's capital of Ottawa. That's the Highway 416 there. Yeah, we're just at this Ivy charger, so I just figured I'd plug in. Got this Taycan here, but it's kind of funny, like he's plugged into this unit over here, but taking up this spot. Is that normal? Like I'm in my spot for this unit here. He's blocking this unit and using this unit, so that's not too bright.
All right, everybody, we made it here to Quebec. We got the Plaid backed up into the ditch here for a sick photo. Super excited to get through our Francophone province here. I'm gonna try and make it through Quebec today. We'll see how we make out. Might get distracted by some yummy pastries in Montreal. We'll see how we do. But here we are, Trans-Canada Highway. We made it. We're heading into Quebec and then the Maritimes. All right, so here we are in downtown Montreal. Behind me is La Banquise. And listen, it's like, what is this, Tuesday afternoon? And the place has got a lineup all the way down the street. The smell is incredible. So looking forward to getting some absolutely killer poutine here. Merci. That was delicious. I am absolutely stuffed. And it's time to get back on the road and head to Quebec City. Hopefully get there for, I guess, a late dinner, but we'll see how it goes with the roads. And yeah, let's see how we make out here. Well, one thing I've noticed about driving around in Montreal is that I blend right in. There's an absolute ton of Teslas, not just Teslas, but like an absolute boatload of electric vehicles, like Kia EV9, Porsche Taycan, all kinds of electric vehicles of all sorts. Pretty much everywhere you look, you can't turn onto a street and not see a vehicle with a plug. It's pretty cool. Made it here to the version 3 superchargers at Saint-Louis-de-Blanford here in Quebec. And just a short little charge here because we're going to scoot up to Quebec City. But man, there is a ton of cabinets here. The ones that I backed into are really cool. They're kind of mounted the opposite way of the others. The cable does look tight, but it does have lots of slack. And I'm wondering if the setup here is to do with snow clearing or something like that, because there is a pedestrian pathway right here. So a unique and different setup, but there's lots to do here. There's lots of restaurants, A&W, gas station, all that sort of thing. Truck stop behind me here. Pretty cool. Tim Hortons, coffee, all that good stuff. Right off the highway, easy to get to. So just a real short charge here, and we're back on the road. Just outside of Quebec City here at the supercharger location, and I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, but I'm going to try. It's Rue de la Héterier, and I'll put that up on the bottom of the screen right here. But it is a phenomenal location, not just because we've got some really nice version 3 cabinets here, and we've got some ChargePoint, CHAdeMO and CCS charging cabinets, but right behind me here, this cabinet is not for charging your vehicle. This is an EcoTank, and this has 2 functions. One, we can of course fill your windshield washer fluid. Just simply tap your card, your payment card, and fill up your washer fluid. I love that. No jugs, so it's better for the environment. No plastic waste. It's just absolutely convenient. But on the other side, we also have an integrated air pump, so we can do the air pressure in our tires. So I'm going to be topping up my air pressure. I'm going to top up my windshield washer fluid, and I'm going to top up the battery charge level here in Quebec City. Beautiful spot. I'd love to see these EcoTank units at every single EV charger. Such a genius idea. So big shout out to EcoTank, and I'll put a link to their website down in the description. All right, so it's time for dinner. We're going to Saint-Hubert.
All right, so we're having some Saint-Hubert chicken. Let's see how it is. Very good. Highly recommend.
Well, good morning from Quebec. It was really dark when I rolled in last night here, but I just wanted to show you guys the really cool free charging setup I found here in Rivière-du-Loup, which is not far from where the highway goes up the coast of the St. Lawrence River and then begins to turn east to go towards New Brunswick, which is where I'm heading today. But really cool setup here, man. They've got, it's like a complete smorgasbord of plugins here. There's a NEMA 1450 plug down here. There's a regular AC 120 volt. There's a J1772 Sun Country charger, as well as a 40 amp Tesla charger. So that's what we're plugged into. Totally free charge, got fully charged up here, had the heat cranked all night long. Right now it's about 1 degree Celsius. And I just got to show you guys the unbelievable view here. The sun is rising over the St. Lawrence Seaway here in Quebec, Canada. Good morning. It is almost 9 o'clock. We've been driving for a little while. We left Rivière-du-Loup and got our Starbucks, and I am headed for the Provincial line with New Brunswick. Just coming over the very tip top of the state of Maine. State of charge, we left with 100%. We're at 84 right now. The temperature is below freezing, so, and it's nothing concerning, but there's a little bit of light snow around. And yeah, actually the car's holding up really well, so I'm not too concerned, but I am looking forward to getting to the Provincial line, so we'll check in with you when we hit it. Well, we made it. We're here in New Brunswick, baby. We just got through Quebec. We're here. It's the morning. It's like just below the freezing mark. So excited to be here in New Brunswick. Never been here before. Gonna visit some family. We've got the Plaid parked up here. We're ready to go. There's the Quebec sign there. And yeah, we're just as far north as we're gonna be on this trip before we get to Newfoundland. So I'm super excited and excited to get into New Brunswick and check out some of the restaurants and meet up with some family. So let's get into it. We'll see you at the next charging stop. Well, we made it to Woodstock, New Brunswick, and the snow's starting to come down. As you can see here, we've got some version 2 cabinets behind me here, so we're plugged in, getting a quick charge. I'm just heading over to visit some family, which is about an hour from here, so I'll be out of here pretty quickly. Just off the highway though, nice location here in Woodstock. Irving gas station, Tim Hortons coffee, and a truck stop here, so there's lots of accommodation. Anyways, we'll check in with you guys at the next stop. Well, here we are in Lincoln, New Brunswick, just outside of Fredericton. We're here at these version 2 cabinets, supercharging. We're getting a good deep charge here because we're heading out to Moncton, New Brunswick, because tomorrow we want to hit up the Hopewell rocks and view the biggest tide in the world. So high tide in the morning and low tide I'm going to try and catch when I come back through from Newfoundland later on in a few days. So I'm excited to see it. It's apparently an incredible sight, but here we are getting some juice here in Lincoln, just outside Fredericton. I gotta say, New Brunswick's been such a vibe. I highly recommend paying New Brunswick a visit.
All right, so I'm here in Moncton, New Brunswick, and parked at the back of this Sun Life financial building, and they have a bunch of chargers. And in the app, it says that they're here for free. But anyways, I slept. It's just about 7 in the morning. People are starting to roll into work, so I'm gonna clear out of here before anybody comes snooping around here. But it was a great spot. 32 amp chargers, and got a decent amount. Rolled in here with about 40% and rolling out with, I don't know, 70, 75%, something like that. So yeah, thank you to Sun Life Financial for the free charge. We're headed down to the Hopewell rocks and check out this crazy low tide, one of the lowest in the world. I think it might be the lowest, but let's get out of here before I get caught. Well, guys, it's time to get some breakfast. A little bacon and eggs here.
Well, we just stopped into the Moncton, New Brunswick supercharger here, just getting some juice. We've got some version 2 cabinets here behind me, and headed down to Hopewell Rocks to check out the low tide that's going to be happening shortly. So I'm just going to grab like a quick 10-minute top up here, just because I'm going to zip down one side of the river, and then I've got to backtrack up to Moncton and then kind of go around the top to head down towards Prince Edward Island. That's the plan anyways. But it's a chilly morning, but beautiful. The sun is out. It's about -5 degrees Celsius. So it's a little chilly, but the car's warm and everything's been running great. So no complaints. We'll see you down at the Hopewell Rocks. Well, we made it here to the Hopewell Rocks Provincial Park, and we're about to head down to see the lowest tide in the entire world. It's gonna happen in about 10-15 minutes, so I better get down there. We'll see you down at the water. All right, here we go. We're hiking down to the ocean floor. All the parking lots here are closed up, but they're letting us walk in, which is cool. Had to leave the car at the entrance. There's a bunch of other, looks like big van lifers and stuff like that, campers and whatnot all parked up there. So let's get down and see what this low tide is all about. All right, so here we are at the lookout point. Behind me is the ocean floor. You can see the tide has pulled back all the way back here, and we're gonna get down. We're gonna climb down. It's a bit of a hike, but we're gonna get down here. Look at this. This is incredible. Just wild that all of this is normally underwater. Man, just beautiful. The smell in here is incredible. It just smells of Christmas trees everywhere. And we're the only ones on the trail. Well, guys, we made it here to the beautiful Hopewell Rocks here in New Brunswick, Canada. It's absolutely mind-blowing that in just a few hours, the tide will rise all the way up these rocks. It's absolutely stunning, and the vibe here is just so peaceful. You can right now hear the waves lapping. The tide is starting to come back in. The lowest point of the tide was just a few moments ago, and it's already starting to make its way back in. And in just a few hours, this area will be completely underwater all the way up these rocks here. So it's just a geological paradise, absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so happy that I got to see it and share it with you guys. that was spectacular. Just leaving the Hopewell rocks here. They're doing some construction on the entranceway there. The park is officially closed, but they were gracious enough to let us all hike down there. And good hike, a lot of incline coming back out of there. But 100% worth it. If you get a chance, come to New Brunswick, Bay of Fundy, check out the Hopewell rocks. It's a geological paradise. Totally recommend it. But that closes a chapter on New Brunswick. Let's head for Prince Edward Island. We'll see you back in the car.
Balancing on a weary line, too scared to trust you and jump down. I'll keep my status.
Well, big shout out to the guys at Happy Brewery. Just had some of their blackberry sour. And man, thanks so much for all the hospitality, guys. Ethan and the crew here. These guys are doing it right. Much appreciated. Be sure to check them out when you're in New Brunswick. So this is rush hour traffic in Moncton, New Brunswick. Where the heck are we? We are trying to get out of town in Landings Bend. And just stop and go. So let's go, people. We're trying to get to PEI.
With Ontario, Quebec, and New Brunswick in the rearview mirror, it's time to cross the longest bridge in Canada to the smallest province of Prince Edward Island, Canada's Confederation birthplace. We'll explore the furthest corners of this storybook island and show you places you'll never otherwise see. We're checking out Nazi U-boat folklore, incredible beaches, breathtaking lighthouses, all while we stress test the province's EV charging network. We'll see you where the red dirt meets Green Gables.